Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we will start. What did we do yesterday? Yesterday was chapter 9. We learned what is knowledge, knowledge about. We needed the qualification of a recipient. He has to be a devotee and friend. Nature of this knowledge. It's the king of knowledge. It's very joyful, everlasting, and since gets purified. Then we learned about inconceivable Lord, inconceivable qualities, and he has inconceivable creation. Then after that, we learned who neglects Krishna, who accepts Krishna, Krishna's dealings, and the result of it. After that, we learned about the glories of devotional service, simplicity of worshipping Krishna, freedom from miseries, eternal life of happiness if we worship Krishna. And last shloka of 9th chapter was Manmana bhavamad bhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasya yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha. That was the last shloka where Krishna told Arjuna, engage your mind. Always you think about me. Offer your obeisances to me, worship me. You try to be completely absorbed in me. And then it is guaranteed you will surely come to me. That is the assurance Lord Krishna is giving Arjuna at the end of 9th chapter. And he tells Arjuna that through Bhakti Yoga, he can definitely attain God realization. And this Lord Krishna guarantees that there should be no doubt about it. So any intelligent person who has little buddhi should directly take this process of Krishna consciousness and happily live in this material world. While living here also will be very happy. And eventually we will be awarded Krishna Loka as a result. Okay, we have a quick recap. What are the things to be offered to Krishna? Please type in the chat box who remember yesterday's class. If you remember yesterday's class, what can we offer to Krishna? Oh, Komal Prabhuji is very, very intelligent devotee here. Okay, very nice. Komal Prabhuji is right. Pavitra Mataji is right. Rishi Prabhuji is right. Shivani Mataji is right. Pavitra Mataji, Sucheta Mataji, very good. Shivani Mataji, yes. Gauri Mataji, right. Fruits, leaf, flower, leaves, pushpa. Amit Prabhuji, anything with love. Anything. Amit Prabhuji, anything cannot be non-vegetarian. Krishna did not want that. He didn't mention it, at least.
Yeah.
Shivani Mataji, flower, fruit. Yes, Phalam, Shivani Mataji, Kavita Mataji, Tulsi, Toyam, Shivani Mataji, Shri Priya Mataji, Patram, Pushpam, Phala. Oh, very good. Who can recite this shloka? Anything with devotion. Lovely Mataji, fruits, flowers, leaf, water with love and devotion. Very excellent. Tulsi, thank you. Pavitra Mataji. Very nice. Anyone who can, who remembers the shloka? Vani Mataji, you have unmuted yourself. Do you remember?
No, ma'am.
Okay. 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 So yes, you are all right. Excellent. You can offer all this, right? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktayupahutam ashnami pretatmanaha. Excellent. All the devotees, you answered correctly. One offers me with love and devotion. That is the qualification. Love and devotion is the precondition. What can you offer? You can even offer leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, anything with love and devotion. He will accept it. So the only qualification required here is you have to be a pure devotee of the Lord. It doesn't matter what or where one is located, right? Process is very simple. You can offer a leaf or a little water, fruit, anything. Lord will be pleased to accept it. So therefore, one cannot be stopped from Krishna consciousness because it is so simple and universal. Okay. Yesterday's lesson still continues. What are the 9 processes of devotional service? Yesterday I had told, please write down in the chat box if you can. Yes. Yes, Komal Prabhuji, hearing. Shravanam, yes. Alpa Mataji. Hare Krishna Alpa Mataji. Shravanam, Kirtanam, very good. What else? Anyone remembers? Shravanam, Kirtanam, very good. Shivani Mataji, Kirtanam.
Padasevanam,
Padasevanam.
Padasevanam,
Archanam Vandanam.
Archanam, Vandanam, Dhyasyam, Sakyam,
Vani Mataji.
Atma Naivedyam.
Very nice, Rajalakshmi Mataji. Thank you. Vani Mataji, Padasevanam, Shri Priya Mataji, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam. Everyone remembers. You are very, very good devotees here. Dasyam, Amit Prabhuji, very good. Very, very nice. Very nice to know. Alpa Mataji, Navadha Bhakti, very good. Very good. Very nice. Excellent. Pure devotees all over here. All the devotees are really reading and listening very carefully. So very good quality, because Shravanam is the first quality. First you have to listen. Then Kirtanam, which is chanting the holy name of the God and even the forms, qualities of the Lord. Smaranam, you have to remember the Lord. Padasevanam, serving the lotus feet of Lord. Archanam, worshipping the Lord. Vandanam, offering prayers to the Lord. Dasyam, becoming the servant of the Lord. Sakyam, consider Lord to be the best friend. Atmanivedanam, complete surrender to the Lord. So, Shravanam, hearing. Maharaj Parikshit, he heard all the Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami. Kirtanam, chanting and glorifying. Sukadeva Goswami was always doing that. Vishnu Smaranam, remembering. Prahlad was always remembering Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj. Pada Sevanam, serving Lord's lotus feet. Mother Lakshmi always does that. You must have seen in the pictures. Archanam, deity worship. Maharaj Prithu did that. Vandanam, praying. Akrura did that. He was Kamsa's minister and relative also. Dasyam, executing orders. Hanuman, he was the Dasyam. Sakyam, friendship. Who can we give the example better than Arjuna? Atma Nivedanam, complete surrender, was Bali Maharaj when Vishnu Dev came as Vaman in Vaman Avatar. And all the 9 processes, Maharaj Ambarish really did all the 9. Imagine. All the 9 was done by Ambarish Maharaj. So yes, very good. Very nice. Thank you so much, devotees. Okay, so today we start with chapter 10. What is Vibhuti Yoga? Krishna here declares that his origin is not known even to gods and the sages, right? So let's come back to yoga. What is yoga? It is union with God, connecting to God, right? So how many types of yogas are there? We have, how many types of yogas are there? Anyone?
4.
Can you tell how many kinds of yogas? Yes, Karma Yoga, Lavneen Mataji. Yes.
Ashtanga Yoga.
Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Shivani Mataji. Yes, very nice, Shivani Mataji. Sucheta Mataji, Lavneen Mataji, Jnana Yoga, Alpa Mataji, Karma, Ashtanga, Bhakti, Jnana. Rakesh Prabhuji also said. Okay. Yes, Neha Mataji. Yes, everyone is right. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yes, we have Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Now we have today here Vibhuti Yoga. Now what is that? It means Krishna's divine glories, you know, what all Vibhuti he had. He is going to talk about it. It comes under chapter 10. Here in chapter 10, Lord Krishna is going to declare that his origin is not known to even gods or sages. No one knows his origin. In 9th chapter, we learned about the science of bhakti, right? Or loving devotion of God, how we should love God. In this chapter, Lord Krishna wants Arjuna to increase his bhakti. So we will learn, knowing that Krishna is unknowable and the source of all. Then we have Chatur Shloki, means four shlokas are over here, which are the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So very, very important. And Arjuna accepts Krishna as the Supreme Lord and Arjuna, Krishna will describe his vibhutis, his glories. So we'll see that from 10.1
Hare Krishna, ma'am.
he is the source of everything. And
Hare Krishna, ma'am. Hare
Vani
Krishna.
Mataji, can we have it after
Yes,
the class, the questions?
Okay.
Okay.
Vibhuti, you
Thank
said
you.
something Krishna. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes. We will do it after the class. Vibhuti Yoga, yes. Vibhuti Yoga is the opulence of the absolute. We will come to understand now once we start. Okay, Mataji? Okay, we'll start with to know Krishna. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Bhuya Eva Mahabaho Shrunu Me Paramam Vachaha Yatte Ham Priyamanaya Vachami Hita Kamyaya. The Supreme Lord said, my dear friend, mighty armed Arjuna, listen again to my supreme word, which I shall impart to you for your benefit and which will give you great joy. So now Lord Krishna is the source of everything that is saying, right? So word Bhagavan, again and again, that word keeps coming up, right? It has been explained by Parashar Muni, that one who is having full 6 opulences. What are the 6 opulences? Anyone you remember? Anyone remembers? Opulence means it is the glory, the whatever he is having, full strength. Yes, like the opulence means the Aishwarya. Aishwarya is he's having wealth, he's having beauty, he's having fame. Shri Priya Mataji, Alpa Mataji, Sucheta Mataji, Aishwarya. Aishwarya means opulence. What all Aishwarya he has rich, he's very full, 100% he has rich, 100% he is having strength, 100% he is having fame, all absolute strength, absolute fame, absolute wealth, absolute knowledge, absolute beauty, and absolute renunciation. That is Krishna. All of us have something or the other or little bit, but he has 100%. That is the meaning of opulence. So he is Bhagavan. Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everyone has answered so correctly. Very, very happy about it. While Krishna was present on this earth, he displayed all the 6 opulences, right? And then he is using the word Priyamanaya. Priyamanaya means you are the beloved confidant. Priya means beloved. So I am revealing this to you. Why he is revealing this to Arjun? Because he is a beloved devotee of Krishna. So the Lord clearly is telling Arjuna, because Arjuna is very dear to him, for his benefit, he is going to tell about all the opulences of all the glories, all the vibhutis. And he's telling that he is the source of everything. He is the source of all. Name vidusura ganaha prabhavam namaharshayah ahamadirhi devanam maharishinam cha sarvashah. Neither the hosts of demigod nor the great sages know my origin, for in every respect I am the source of demigods and sages. So, like for example, a father knows about the birth and the life of his son, right? Baby, he will know about his baby because he has seen it, he has witnessed it. But if you ask the son to tell about his father's birth and childhood, he won't know because he did not see it. He can hear from his father. Okay, his father might tell him, then he will know. But otherwise, he has not seen it, he has not witnessed it. So he won't know. Right? Similarly, all the devatas come from Krishna. That's why Lord Krishna says that they don't know his origin. And he is the source of all the demigods. God cannot be known by heavenly devatas as Krishna has existed before them. So where do we water the tree? Usually, where do we water the tree? We water in the roots, right? Every time we water in the roots. So Krishna is the origin. So we pray to him, right? Who are these in the picture? Anyone can tell who are these in the picture here? You can type over here. Yes, lovely Mataji, roots, correct. Yes, water at the roots, correct. They are Narada, Devatas, yes, right. All the Devatas have come because this, who is this lady sitting over here? Who is this? Anyone who can tell who is? Yes, demigods, yes. Lovely Mataji. who is sitting over here? She is Devaki, and Krishna is going to be born. That is the scenario here. Krishna declares that he is the Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Neither the hosts of demigods nor sages know my origin or opulences, known yet unknown. He is not known to anyone properly. He is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Demigods also don't know him. Maharashaya Sapta Purve Chatvaro Manavastata Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesham Loka Ima Prajaha. 7 great sages, and before them the 4 other great sages in Manas, progenitors of mankind, progenitors of mankind are born out of my mind, and all creatures in these planets descend from them. So Brahma was born out of the energy of the Lord. That is why he's called Hiranyagarbha, because he came out from the Nabhi, right? So it's called Hiranyagarbha, as he created the world. And from Brahma came out 25 elevated personalities. These are 7 great sages and the 4 great saints, as you can read on the screen. All the 7 great sages, and before them all the 4 great sages, Kumaras, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara, and all the 14 Manus, they were manifested. The present time we call 7th Vaivasvata Manu. This is called Vaivasvata era. Vaivasvata Manvantar, we call this one. All these 25 great sages are known throughout the universe as the fathers of the living entities. And within each universe are innumerable universes, right? And there are so many planets also. And each planet is filled with variety of population. We don't even know many. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamayo veti tatvatah Sovikampena yogena yujyatena atra samshayaha. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service, and of this there is no doubt. So unless one is firmly convinced of different opulences of Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. If we say that he does not have 6 opulences, we are not ready to believe, then there is no point. So generally people do not know God is great, right? They do not know in detail, at least, how great God is. So there is a direct relationship between knowledge and love or devotion, right? If you have the knowledge, then you will understand that, yes, he has got 6 opulences completely. We don't have, okay, we should worship or love him or devote our life to him. But if you don't know, then it's difficult. Let us say, like, for example, if my sister is gave me a gift of, say, a black stone. Some stone, black stone, okay, let's say. But I have no clue or knowledge about it as to what it is. So naturally, I have no love for it. Then she says that, you know what, I went to Badrinath and I got you this from there. Then slowly, my interest increases. After gaining that knowledge, my respect will increase and I will start looking at the stone carefully now. The love is increasing for it many folds, right? Badrinath. And then she will say, you know what, it was given to me by, it was worshipped by Swami Nand Maharaj. Let's give a name. So immediately after knowing that, oh my God, Nand Maharaj did that, oh wow, my love and respect again grows multiple times more. Each time my knowledge is increasing, my devotion for the stone is increasing. Similarly, if we have proper knowledge of God, as the knowledge of God increases, proper knowledge of God increases, devotion also increases. So Krishna is stating that those who become situated in this knowledge naturally become united with him, right? And they will have full devotion, unflinching devotion they will have for him. Now these are from 8 to 11. These are called Chatushloki, very, very important, and essence of Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise know this perfectly. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, and it is called Chatushloki, right? There are 4 verses in 10th chapter, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Why is it called essence of Bhagavad Gita? Because in these 4 verses, Krishna is going to share the topmost knowledge, and he will also reveal his heart. He is going to tell through these verses, he is going to establish that he is the Supreme Lord. He has been telling, but he will establish over in these 4 verses. His pure devotees are always absorbed in his meditation. Of these 4 verses, in the first verse, Krishna is explaining why should we worship him? Why we should worship him, right? He begins the verse by saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavaha, means what? Aham sarvasya prabhava means I. Aham means I. I am the supreme ultimate truth. Sarvasya prabhava. He's saying, I am the ultimate truth. Brahma Samhita, again, Brahma has always told that infinite universes are there. Each universe is having a Brahma and a Vishnu and a Maheshwar, and manifested from the pores of Mahavishnu's body, right? And when he breathes in, that's when it comes out. And then again, when he is exhaling, it comes out. Inhaling, again, it dissolves into him when he breathes out. When he is breathing out, then everything is gone. I worship Lord Krishna, whom Mahavishnu is an expansion. So he's saying that Brahma has said that. So Lord Krishna now goes on to explain how devotees worship him in 10.9. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss, enlightening one another and conversing about me. So this is the second essence of Bhagavad Gita. He is telling devotees of Supreme Lord, they are 24/7 daily. They are engaged in glorifying the Lord, glorifying his qualities, glorifying the pastimes of Krishna. Their hearts and souls are constantly engaged and submerged in Krishna consciousness. They take, happiness, they take pleasure in discussing about Krishna with other devotees. So the devotional service is just, it's like a seed, and if it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, he goes on chanting, goes on hearing this, then what will happen? That seed inside will grow with regular watering. Slowly, gradually, it will be growing into a spiritual plant of devotional service. And then slowly it will enter into Brahma Jyoti, that effulgence of the spiritual sky. And in the spiritual sky also, what will happen? It will keep on growing. The plant is growing until it reaches the Goloka Vrindavan. So it is explained over here that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, one becomes fully engrossed, fully absorbed in the love of God. And then he cannot even live for a moment, even for a moment, without thinking about him, without being in contact with God. How? You can take the example of a fish. Fish cannot live outside water, right? Fish cannot live without water. Similarly, a devotee who is submerged, who is totally engrossed in Krishna, cannot live without him. That's the comparison analogy we can give. So having described how devotees worship him, Lord Krishna explains how he responds to their devotional activities, right? So it's like a, magnet. We can see the magnet, right? Pure devotees are like super magnets. They convert even iron filings to magnet. We put iron filings near magnet, it gets attracted, right? That's how pure devotees are. Next, Chatushloki 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. It's such a nice shloka, this one. He says, buddhi yogam. Here's the word buddhi yogam. We have Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purva dadami buddhi yogam tam. So buddhi yogam is significant because He will give us the buddhi. When will he give? One tries to go back to home, back to Krishna Loka, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service. His action is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, what happens? Buddhi Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entanglement of this material world. He gives us that kind of buddhi so that we can get away from this. So we need to keep chanting, keep devoting ourselves, right? And what is the qualification for it? Qualification is that person should always be engaged in Krishna consciousness with love and with devotion. Love and devotion is the base, pre-qualification, and render all kinds of devotional services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna. And that work also should be not just doing like that. It should be with love, with devotion, right? But if a devotee is not that intelligent enough to make progress, not getting that kind of buddhi on the path of self-realization, but he is very sincere, he is very dutiful, and he is devoted to the activities of devotional service, Lord will give him a chance to make progress. He will keep giving him opportunities and ultimately attain him. He will keep giving, he will show you the way. He'll say, no, not this way. Go this way, you may achieve. Choices are ours, of course. We may take it or we may not. But he does give us he tries to find ways and means to make us progress in that field and move towards Krishna consciousness. Now, Krishna goes on to tell about what happens when we receive divine grace. And in the picture, you can see, if you ask, Lord, please talk to me, immediately Krishna will find you some way and he will hand over something. Like now, all of you must have definitely told some time or the other to God, please talk to me. And he has shown you the way and you are sitting in Bhagavad Gita class here. Okay. So last of Chatushloka here, 10.11. Teshamevanukampartham ahamajnanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining light of knowledge, lamp of knowledge, the darkness born of ignorance. Now he says, Jnana Deepena Bhasvata, he will give us that. He will do it for us. Nashayam, he will destroy what? Ignorance. With what? Jnana Deepena, he will give us knowledge and he will destroy our ignorance. Due to the contamination of material association, we are in contamination, right? Through millions and millions of birth and death all the time. So our heart is completely covered with the dust of materialism. So much of dust is there. We are like Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So Cheto, Chetana, Darpana is mirror and Marjanam is completely full of dust. We have to remove it. So what is the ultimate goal? Ultimate goal is to go to Golok Dham. How to achieve it? It can be achieved only by chanting, only by devotional service, and by studying Bhagavad Gita. And what will be the result of that? As soon as we engage in devotional service and constantly chant the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, slowly, the dust will keep clearing. And as we progress faster, the dust will clear faster. And then Krishna, and then what will happen? We will slowly move towards the path of Krishna consciousness and then get elevated to the platform of pure knowledge, right? And the moment we surrender completely to Krishna, he takes charge. You can try that and see for yourself. The moment you surrender completely, he will take charge and make sure and help us to become completely free from all kinds of materialistic endeavors. Your buddhi will not go towards that somehow or the other. He will then try to hold our hand and he will then try to pull us out of the cycle of birth and death. He will do it for us. The condition is surrender. So what have we learned here? That purity is force, right? Purity is the force. We need that purity of heart. Scriptures are the basis for it. We read the scriptures, we understand the scriptures, we get the knowledge, but purity of heart is most important, right? So 3 steps to progress. This is important to understand. we have sambandh or awareness, and then we have abhidaya, that's called the process, and prayojana, the goal. So first we need to have the awareness, then we go through the process, and then we reach the goal, right? So a human being should be inquisitive, curious to know who is he, what the universe is, who is God, what is God, what is the relationship between me and God, and what is the relationship between God and the material world, right? So we have to understand that. So to understand that, how can we understand? We need to have awareness, right? Awareness means what? You need to have sambandha, know one's relationship with Krishna and the unknown, right? So for this, I can say that, okay, you're going out somewhere, maybe in a car, let's say car, you're going out in a car, you're listening to Srila Prabhupada's kirtans. Okay, suddenly something attracts your attention. You're passing by and something attracts, and you pause and you look. You see a house, and then you say, I had always wanted this kind of a house. Oh, wow, right? I want this house. Suddenly what has happened? There is an awareness. You have made a sambandha, a relationship with that house. Now your mind has gone towards that side, right? Your thought process has moved towards it. So it is like, now your thought, you are saying, wow, I always wanted it. I love the structure. I love the style of the house. Now what has happened? Knowingly or unknowingly, you have made a relationship, a sambandha. Now your awareness has shifted there, right? Now you will try to find the source of everything. Where did you get where did they make, who is the builder, source of everything, source of knowledge, and will destroy all impediments. Means whatever is coming in between to form the relationship will destroy that, and try to understand, okay, this house is there, who built it, where did they get it, how much must have it cost, I also want something like that, that kind of thinking. So next, the process from there moves to abhidaya. So what is that process? Apply the knowledge in everyday life and practice regularly. So what happens here? You start thinking, how can I possess that house? Maybe I can take a loan from the bank, or maybe I can ask my father to help me out with it, or maybe I can sell my old house and buy the new house. So the process for abhidaya has started. Now you have started thinking how to get it. So that is what you start thinking of, surrendering, right? Thoughts of pure devotee dwelling in me, life fully devoted to my service. Third process will be, now what will happen? You will go home. You will start finding out more about the house. So what will you do? You will call the agent. You will call the bank to find about the loans. Wherever possible, you will try to know. So what is the goal? Now your goal is to buy the house. Buy that house. Somehow you want to buy that house, so that, why you want to buy that house? So that the goal is you can live luxurious. Similarly, as a devotee, you must first form sambandha and be aware that Krishna is sarva karana karanam, cause of all causes. He is the source of everything, right? Next, what will happen? We start the process. How? We have to apply this knowledge, whatever knowledge we have got, and start practicing in order to move towards the devotion and service. Slowly we do the process. We start devoting ourselves. We start doing service. Then what is our goal, ultimate goal? What is the prayojan goal? What is the use? To gain Krishna's mercy. Why? So that we can surrender unto him completely. Why? So that we can serve him Krishna Loka. So this is very, very important, that we need to follow the 3 steps. That first we get awareness, that we have to be understand our relationship with Krishna. He is the source of everything. He is the source of knowledge, and he destroys all impediments. Then the process, apply the knowledge in day-to-day life and practice regularly. So how Srila Prabhupada, he surrendered completely. And Srila Prabhupada was a pure devotee. So Krishna says, thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in him. Srila Prabhupada always kept thinking about only Krishna and no one else. He was so much engrossed. And then Krishna says, life fully devoted to my service. Srila Prabhupada devoted his whole life towards Krishna consciousness. And because of him, we are all sitting here and trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. So what is the goal? What is the prayojan? We have to develop love for Krishna. So we have to become knowledgeable. We have to understand. And then what will happen? We will be protected by Krishna. He will give us the buddhi. And then what will happen? Then the devotees will derive great satisfaction and bliss, and they will always be conversing about me. They will be always in a blissful state, happy mode all the time, no misery. They will not have anything in their mind. So that is the goal. Arjuna uvacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibhum ahustvam rishayas sarve devarishir naradas asito devalo vyasaha swayam chaiva pravishime. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me. So now Arjuna, after hearing the essence of Bhagavad Gita, the 4 verses of Bhagavad Gita in this chapter, he was out. He did not have any doubts anymore. He was completely free from all the doubts. And then he immediately folded his hands and he accepted him as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Arjuna at once boldly says, he says, you are Parabrahma, means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not that because Krishna is Arjuna's intimate friend or special friend that Arjuna is flattering him by calling him Supreme Personality of Godhead. No, it's not like that. Whatever Arjuna says in these 2 verses is confirmed by Vedic truth as well, right? Because the Mundaka Upanishad, that is where it is written that it is confirming that Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is one in whom everything is rested, everything is lying within him, and he can only be realized by those who are constantly engaged in thinking about Krishna. So this constant thinking of Krishna is what? Samarpan. Samarpan means what? Surrender. This is one of the methods of devotional service. Atma Nivedanam, Samarpan. So only when great authorities testify knowledge, right? Its credibility is proven. Somebody has to say, oh, this is some great person says, then we start believing. Then only we understand, oh, such great Rishi has said, it is true. So thus Arjuna is quoting those saints' name. He says, not only me, but Narad Muni, Asit Muni, Deval Muni, Vyasa Muni, they have all declared Lord Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is the Sarva Karana Karanam, cause of all causes. So I know that. That is why I'm boldly declaring that you are Parabrahma. Again here, Bhagavan is defined Aishwarasya, Samagrasya, Virasya, Yashah, Shriyah, Jnana, Vairagyashyos, Chaiva, Shanah, Bhaga, Iti Gana. He that possesses attributes of sovereignty, potency, fame, wealth, knowledge, renunciation in full is known as Bhagavan. This is quoted from Vishnu Purana 6.5.47. So we understand from there. Sarvametadratam manye yanmam vadasi keshava nahite bhagavan vyaktim vidur devana danavaha. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the gods nor demons, O Lord, know thy personality. Listening very attentively to Lord Krishna's, his opulences, Bhagavan, all his 6 opulences, his unlimited supremacy. In short, what Krishna told him. Arjuna's thirst for hearing more has increased. He wants to hear more and more. He wants him to enlighten him more and more. So from 10.12 to 10.19, he is asking Krishna to enlighten him more. He wants to hear more about him. He now wants Krishna to further describe his glories by using the word yak. Sarvame taditam manye yanman vadasi keshava. So he wants him. Please tell me, Lord Krishna. And Arjun means that whatever Lord Krishna has said to him from 7th chapter to 9th chapter, he says everything is so true. And here he confirms also that persons of faithless or demonic nature, they cannot understand Krishna at all, right? He is not even known by gods and demigods. So what to speak of so-called scholars of this modern world? We cannot understand because even devatas don't know some properly. Nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidurdevana danavaha. They also don't know. How about vyaktim? We cannot know. This normal vyakti will not understand at all, right? That's what he's trying to tell. And he has addressed him as Bhagavan. Bhagavan again, we have told that he is having all the 6 opulences. Swayamevatmanatmanam vethatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own potencies, O origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of all gods, O Supreme Person, Lord of the universe. So Bhagavad Gita, it's a statement of Krishna. And since it is the science of Krishna, it should be understood from Krishna as Arjuna understood it. It should not be received from any atheistic person, right? So we must understand from Krishna. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavana iti Shabdite. Means the supreme truth is realized in 3 aspects, right? Brahmeti Paramatmeti. There is Brahman, there is Paramatma, and then there is Bhagavan. 3. So impersonal Brahman, the effulgence of Bhagavan. Then localized Paramatma, who is in the heart. And then last, Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is why Arjuna over here, he said, Purushottama, Swayamevatmanatmanam vetatvam Purushottama, Purushottama. He is Purush, Uttam Purush. Yet, we may still not understand that Krishna is the father of all living entities. So that is why, because we may not understand, he is saying that he is addressed him as Bhuta Bhavana. Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha. And if one comes to understand that, okay, he is father of all living entities, I have understood. Still, one may not know him as supreme controller. That is why he addressed him as Bhutesha. And even if one knows that, okay, so Krishna is the supreme controller of all living entities, still one may not know that he is the origin of all demigods. Deva Deva Jagatpate. So he addressed him as Deva Deva. He is worshipful God of all demigods. And if one knows him as the worshipful God of all demigods, we may not know him as he is the sole proprietor of the everything, all the universe. That's why he said, Jagatpate. Swayamevatmanatmanam vetatvam purushottama, his Purushottam. Then he said Bhuta Bhavana. Then he said Bhutesha. Bhuta Bhavana means what? He is the father of all entities. Then Bhutesha he again addressed because he is the supreme controller. Then Deva Deva means he is Devom ke Dev. He is above, he is the origin of demigods. Jagatpate, he is the proprietor of everything. He is the Lord of this Jagat. And the truth about Krishna is proven in this verse, right? And we should follow what Arjuna is saying, and we should follow in Arjuna's footsteps to understand Krishna as he is, right? So what lesson we learn here is from Arjuna, that when you love or when you like something or someone, express it. Arjuna is expressing to Krishna about him. So we also, if we like something or someone, we should express it. And then what happens is that makes the whole experience very sweet, sweeter for you and for the others who are listening. So, Swayamevatmanatmanam vetatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. He is praising, he loves him so much. So that's what we need to learn from Arjuna. How shall I think of you? The qualification. Katham vidyamaham yogim tvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? How shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered? O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuyah kathaya triptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. O Janardana, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I'm never satiated in hearing about you. The more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. So here Krishna is understood. Lord Krishna is Bhagavan. He's having all 6 opulences, right? He now wants to know in what other ways, what God has not yet told, what other ways yet not told by God. Krishna's vibhuti, it's still there. What he has not yet told, I want to know Krishna. He wishes to hear about Lord Krishna's fame and his top paramount position as supreme controller of all creations, right? And his descriptions of God's glory, he says, are like nectar for those who love him. He says, I want to taste the nectar of your words. He's loving that. And Arjuna has been drinking that Lord Krishna's nectar-like words with his ears. He has been listening to those nectar-like words, right? And he now says, he's cheering him by saying, Bhuya Kataya, means once more. Bhuya Kataya Triptirhi. I'm never satiated, means I'm never, I'm still thirsty. I still want to hear more. Please, once more. He says that. And thus he prays to Krishna, please reveal all your glories, many more glories. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Hantate Katayishyami Divyashatma Vibhutayah Pradhanyatah Kuru Sreshtha Nastyanto Vistarasya Me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I will tell you my splendorous manifestations, but only of those who are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. So here, Vibhuti, opulences, his Aishwarya, there's so many that you can see in the picture. Can anyone tell me who is there in the picture here? Who all are there in the picture? Anyone, you can recognize any one of them? Transcendental, Rakesh Prabhuji is spiritual above all. Saraswati Mata, yes, Neha Mataji. All demigods, Alpa Mataji, yes. Indra, Shiva, God, Komal Prabhuji, yes. So those who think that they can count the glories of God, it's like having a childish intellect, right? We cannot count. It's countless. We may be successful in counting maybe the specks of dust also, maybe, which we cannot, of course, but maybe we may be able to do that, but we can never count the unlimited glories of God. We can never do that. It's very difficult. So Arjun wants to know more about his opulences, his Aishwarya, what all he has. Please tell me what all you have in this universe. So Lord Krishna says here that he will only be describing a small fraction of his vibhutis. He may not be able to tell. They're countless. So why is Arjun wanting to know more? Please type your thoughts in the chat box. Why is Arjuna wanting to know more? Why he wants to know more about Lord Krishna? For us to know. Very nice. Smith Vegas. He's an inquisitive bhakt. Very nice, Rishi Prabhuji. Pavitra, so that the world knows more. Pavitra Mataji. Very nice. Yes. Great devotees here. Hare Krishna. Any other? Awareness. Yes, Vani Mataji. Very nice. Okay. Yes. So he wants for common people so that everyone can hear about Krishna's opulence. Arjuna is already a spiritual person. He is in transcendent mode. But it is for us, common people, for the sake of devotees who taste the nectar. They are devotees, but they want to know more. They want to taste the nectar. They want to relish in the sweet pastimes. So that's why they want to know. And for personal absorption, so that, one can think of him at the time of death. If we keep on listening to him, if we keep on chanting about him, keep on always doing devotional service, at the time of death, it is possible that we will be in that state, right? So what is the food for thought? The food for thought is, purer we become, the more we think about the Lord and others and less of ourselves. That is true compassion. We are so selfish. We always keep thinking about ourselves. What did I gain? What will I get? Why did they not do for me? What is there in for me? But the moment we start chanting, the moment we do devotional service, the moment we start making prasad, offering prasadam, and doing all such stuff, then what happens is the heart becomes pure. The moment the heart becomes pure, we start thinking more about Krishna. The more we think about Krishna, that means we start thinking about others. And then we think less about ourselves. We become less selfish and we become very compassionate. That's what we learned. That is the takeaway from today's class also. Panchakalpata rupasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So tomorrow we'll continue with chapter 9, where Krishna will continue to tell about his unlimited and countless victories. Hare Krishna.